We are all infinite beings because we all have an infinite power within ourselves to create. We are creators of our life, just like the divine God is the creator of everything around us. And so with such a power, how can we continue not creating if we're not creating? For those of us who are not creating, continuing to live a life where we're basically on autopilot, you know. We have systems and institutions in place which teach us to conform and strip us of our imagination. And isn't imagination the one power, superpower that we all have? You know, truthfully, we're here. We started our journey to create this channel because we really want to empower you to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself more than you believe in anything else.
Because that's where the magic is.
That's where the magic is. You should be your biggest fan. You should see yourself as an infinite being because you are. And as infinite being, you can do and create anything you want. Believe that. Play around with that. See where it gets you. Hello, beautiful soul. You know what? You're amazing. Did someone tell you that today? We want to tell you. You are absolutely amazing. Alex and Sylvia here. We want to connect with you. And we know life can be hard at times, but we want you to know that you're not alone. You're seen, you're heard, we're here for you, and we just want to help you believe in yourself again, more than anything else, and inspire you and empower you, because life is beautiful. And whatever is happening in your life right now, whatever problems you may have right now, just remember that this size, this small compared to your purpose, why you're here. And why you're here is all that matters. So focus on that, and let's bring some joy and love and good times in our lives together. We want to connect. We genuinely want to connect. We want to be here for you. We want to make you feel heard and seen. We want to ask you questions, the big questions of life, like, what do you love to do? Are you doing it already? What is your dream? Are you following your dream? Why not? There is a way to live this life. And while we're all trying to figure it out with our given circumstances, parallel to that, we can be creating and building the other world, the one that is serving our purpose, our life's purpose, and by following our dream. So
it's actually the real world.
That is the real world.
Your real world.
The rest is just, temporary until the real world is so well built that it can become dominant, and then this world just falls apart because, you can't serve two masters, right? And obviously the one you create for yourself is the better one. Come on, let's be honest here.
And that's more of a brutal way to describe it, that this part will fall apart. What actually happens is that it will sink in with the dominant frequency. It will arrange itself to match with whatever dominant frequency you
Rearrange. Yeah,
yes,
that's right.
yeah.
That's right.
The stronger one will bring in the weaker one, not necessarily destroy it. An interesting way I like to look at it is it's not in terms of love versus fear. Which one of these is the two more dominant emotions that you can, people will say it's love. And
They're both very strong.
they're both very powerful. Going head on, love versus fear, is not easy. I think there's an easier way to do it when you're trying to flip the dominant frequency, right? If there's anywhere where you're looking at things from the terms of lack, you can flip that to having instead of not having.
Yeah.
It's easier to look at it
to shift
that
the perspective.
way. Yes.
Shift the perspective. So
Yes. Of the same emotion, instead of pitting one emotion versus another emotion to see which is the more powerful one. Just flip the emotion on itself.
And how can one flip the emotion? Would it be by establishing the problem and then focusing on the solution rather than focusing on the problem? Because then if you focus on the problem is just gonna be becoming bigger and bigger and more intimidating, right? But if you focus on the solution, then you get to be creative and to just continue going with the flow while getting out of the situation, you know, overcoming. But you know, the best part about these problems is that there is always a silver lining, isn't it? It's something that we need to learn, whether it's a new skill, whether it's a newfound passion or a resilience we never knew we were possessing. Either way, it's all of this experience, good and bad. It's always meant to teach us something, right? What did out of every experience, what did we learn about ourselves, and how can this serve me going forward? How can this serve me in the building of my ideal world where I create? I'm the creator. That's right. And this brings me back to my thought, by the way. The creator. You're the creator. Are you aware that you're infinite being? Are you aware that we are all infinite beings? Because we all have an infinite power within ourselves to create. We are creators of our life, just like the divine God is the creator of everything around us. And so with such a power, how can we continue not creating if we're not creating? For those of us who are not creating, continuing to live a life where we're basically on autopilot, you know. We have to take full advantage. We have to take full advantage and dare to create and dare to make noise and dare to break the walls of the box and be different and be brave to be different and to be loud, to think differently. Why should we all think the same? I mean, we're so different. We're so unique. We're unique individuals. We each have our own perspectives about things. So why can't we express that perspective? You know, if my perspective is different than yours, which is, that's the natural things, then that's beautiful. Then you express yours, I express mine.
It's because of the fear of being judged.
The fear of being judged. But then we've spoken about that, right? I mean, we don't pay taxes for public opinion. So at one point or another, like, you know, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your voice, own your space. Stand tall, make noise.
But what about what other people would say?
But who cares what about other people would say? But yeah, finding the courage to be you, to be just like these days, thankfully people can express themselves so much more than back in the day through fashion, through in different ways, you know. But at the same time, I feel as though the expression of individual creativity is still not empowered enough.
Why?
Because I think that when we lift our heads above the, you know, the line, you stop conforming, and when that happens, there is a loss of control, if you know what I mean. And so to some it's very important to have control, right? Mm-hmm. That's why we have schools and churches and religions, and, you know, we have systems and institutions in place which teach us to conform and strip us of our imagination. And isn't imagination the one superpower that we all have?
It's the key to it all.
The key to it all. It's what makes us creators, through our imagination. Because you first envision it, you first see it in your mind, and then you're like, I want to do this, and I want to do it like that, and I want to have this, and I want to have that. And you can see it to every single little detail, to make it vivid, to make it real for you, and then to bring it to life. And so I just wish more of us had dared to bring their visions to life. You know what I mean? And
I do.
Spend intentional time to envision, to create, and to strive to do what they love and fulfill their dreams and their life purpose.
There's so much to do. Where you're coming from and where you're going, all the things that you have on your mind, your priorities as they're shifting into place, and not stopping, but looking inward.
Where all the answers are, right? If you have any questions, all you gotta do is go within. You have all the answers. You've always had them. You just have to remember. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that it's a loop, right? You have your beliefs, and they bring you a certain feeling, and then you express that feeling through words, oftentimes, words or spells. And so these words reinforce your beliefs when you say them. And it's a cycle like this. Mm-hmm. So yeah. You're looking within, and you can change your beliefs.
Make your own rules.
Through your imagination. And the way is to change the meaning of something to you, because the meaning of something is what activates its power for you.
Yes.
I was just thinking
There's
about
certain value that's assigned to anything. You know, to me, this glass can mean one thing, to him it's going to be another thing, right? It's a personal perspective on what this glass is. And so when you're told that this is a particular thing, right? You have just accepted it at face value. And that's how you have continued going forward, knowing that this is a glass for water. But then at what point do we stop and ask, I have a glass. I can use this glass for A, B, and C. Or I can make a sandcastle with it. You know what I mean? Like, just...
The meaning is the use to you, right? So it's not looking
Yes.
at it in terms of, is the glass half empty or half full? It's, what is its use to you? I'm thirsty.
Perfect. That's the original meaning.
It looks like I was very thirsty.
By the way, talking about glass half full and half empty, we should always strive to look at the glass and see it as half full. you know, because if we don't, we just rob ourselves from experiencing joy and gratitude with whatever we have currently, you know. Remember that everything is in motion, constant. Nothing stays the same. So right now, maybe I have half full glass. Tomorrow, maybe I have a full glass, an entirely full glass, you know. So I'm grateful that the glass is not empty. Half full is good for me right now.
I was actually thinking about I wasn't thinking about a glass when I was thinking
Okay.
about this topic. I was thinking about the Great Pyramids.
Oh,
A bit more in my sphere of what's
Uh-huh.
interesting in terms of mysteries. When you look at what they are, you have no idea what they are.
we still don't know.
You
what
still
the
have no
pyramids
idea
are.
what they are. You look at it, you observe them, and you
Some
try
kind
to.
of technology that we cannot understand with our current knowledge.
But let me explain.
Yes?
You can look at it from so many perspectives about what the Egyptians used them for, and then you try to go down that path, and you try to identify that. And if they're, you think that they were tombs of the pharaohs, then so be it. Then it's from the, that they were graves, and then
I never believed that.
It's not about that.
Okay. Now they found the coils.
It's not. None of that is about that.
No.
It's you then start looking at the perspective of the Egyptians of death and what they thought about death. And then you can think about the system at the time and how they were built and what they were built from. You can look at maybe the technology is lost. You can look at maybe they were actually not this, but they were power sources. You can't assign the correct meaning, and so you can't activate it. And so it always feels like a sense of not exactness. You think you know, but you don't exactly know. And this is it with meaning, that every single object has a particular type of meaning. A song has a meaning for you. A smell has a meaning for you because you smelled it when your grandma was cooking something.
Yeah.
A song plays from when you were a kid and you assign it a particular meaning. So it's the meaning of something, knowing something's true meaning, that will activate it for you.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
when you're in your imagination, when you are looking at things that you're looking from the perspective of lacking them, you have to change the meaning that they have for you, and they will have a different effect. They will activate in a different way for you.
Yeah, I agree with that. And perhaps what would also help is to refrain from the thinking that, well, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, then it's a duck. It's just, we don't want to do that, right? We want to think outside of the box because we want to tear down the walls of the box. In fact, we don't want to have any boxes because we're infinite beings, right? Remember? Infinite beings are not identified with anything in particular, because then that would box you, correct? So something that would truly help and probably shed weight off your shoulders or traumas or anything that is holding you back, that is holding you down, that is not serving you in a positive way, is to just forget about the past. Forget about that. There is no past. There is no spoon. There's no past. We know that in empirical theory, but it's been proven by now, hasn't it? Anyway, that the past, the present, and the future are all happening at the same time in different dimensions. We're talking about
Well, people are
quantum physics here.
Yeah, but people are attempting to prove it from many different perspectives. You believe it or you don't. You believe it or you don't. You can't prove it. You believe it or you don't. So
True.
if you believe,
But be open to different perspectives.
if you believe that
but how free
that everything is happening simultaneously,
Yes.
and that you are the offspring of creation, and that you have the ability, that you were the same ability that created you, you have that too. It's born within you. You just need to activate it, which is the power of creating.
Through your imagination.
Through the correct use of your
Correct
imagination.
use of your imagination. Yeah, and
Use that power.
It's been done time and time again. So
Use that power.
Use that power. Like relieve yourself from anything that doesn't serve you, and use that power to create the ideal version of yourself, the ideal life. To follow your purpose, follow your life's purpose. Your life's purpose is bigger than anything else. any problem of yours, anything, any relationship, because it's part of your soul's journey, and it has to do with your soul's essence, you know? So I personally find it super interesting to connect with that, with my soul, and discover as much as I can in order to figure out how can I bring this into from the spiritual to the material world, and then how can I incorporate that in my day-to-day life, in our life, as parents, as people, as messengers to you, you know? So it's a journey. I'm so happy I'm walking this with you. But my point is that you can have your own journey. You should be having your own journey. You should rise above all the noise that's happening around us. Any opinions that don't align with your vision. Focus on your vision. Believe in yourself. Like, you know, truthfully, we're here. We started our journey to create this channel because we really want to empower you to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself more than you believe in anything else.
Because that's where the magic is.
That's where the magic is. You should be your biggest fan. You should see yourself as an infinite being, because you are. And as infinite being, you can do and create anything you want. Believe that. Play around with that. See where it gets you. You know? I'm sure that some of this sounds a little bit dreamy, but at the same time, why can't we dream big? Who said we can't dream big? Who said we can't dream big? Dream big, aim high, listen to your inner voice, believe in yourself, full speed ahead, replace fear with love. Truthfully, when you're guided by love, you kind of have your North Star, you know, you kind of like you kind of become unstoppable because you know what drives you. You know what I mean? So let love drive us all. So let's all be united and work towards that which we can bring as positivity to the planet Earth and to the collective, the great of the collective. You know?
There's this really cool concept that we've been talking about called entrainment, where when two rhythms come into contact with one another, they naturally flow into sync. It's a phenomenon. Is it the law of resonance? I don't know, but it's the reason why you're affected by drumming and by music.
It's frequency.
You're affected by lighting in a certain way where you adjust to it. Your all the energies that have an impact on you naturally flow into sync. Why a conversation can flow in different directions and you feel you're really locked into with somebody. Why somebody, when you're in their presence, you automatically, their aura makes you lift up, or it can drop you down into a very uncomfortable place where you don't want to be in, all based on a person's energy.
Yeah.
So when these two things come in contact with one another, you know, when you have many instruments playing a particular tune and there's one off over here, over time they naturally sinks in and they work together.
Yeah.
So if this is true,
and it is, come on,
and you apply it to your state of being, what is the dominant frequency?
Love. The dominant frequency. The dominant frequency is love. It always has been, it always will be. Because love is that which glues us together. You know, if we're all one, and we all come from the same place, and we're all the same, we're all the same. And love is a thing that is going to expand our consciousness with an energy.
Open heart, no judgment.
No judgment.
But at the same time, it doesn't matter what anybody else says or thinks.
Yeah.
Look inward.
No, you have to just stick to what you know, stick to what drives you, what guides you. And that's how the chatter, other people's opinions, could be even family, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They'll see later, you know. And later you open the heart and you're like, well, I told you. Now, welcome, welcome, welcome. I told you. You know what I mean? Not only like, oh, I see. I told you. Now you stay there, and I'm gonna be here. Rising in consciousness is requires change. Some people fear change. Some people like the comfort of the no, the comfort of the routine.
Because you can control the no.
Right? Because that's safe.
Yes.
So while I understand that, I also know from personal experience that without change, you can't evolve, right? So why would you want to stay in one place your whole life, sticking to one perspective? And that's it. This is all I have. This is my truth, and I'm not going anywhere out of this box.
You're going against your nature. Absolutely. I think because everything, right, is in a state of transformation.
Transformation, movement.
Metamorphosis.
Movement. Constant movement. And the truth is that we're all here to create. You know, the one creator blessed us with the power to create. And so we are creators. And if we don't spend our time to create, it's wasted. It's wasted. You know, our focus and attention is on all the wrong things. Things that don't serve you personally at all. Things that are not going to help you find your purpose, which your soul came to earth for. And yes, it sounds esoteric, but you know, there's truth and then there is decoration.
I love that.
It's true. But again, you're not alone. We're here for you. Shoot us an email, write us a comment. We want to hear your voice. We want to connect. And remember, you got this.
It's a pleasure for us to connect.
Oh my God.
For real.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Till next time.
Till next time.